Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again. Here I am in the bed, can't sleep, tossing and turning. Thought I had gotten over this, but I have to come back and share a few more words with you. You know, I was lying there in the bed and I was contemplating, and something told me, something made me feel that I should be thankful that perhaps I am an angel. Me, an angel? Now, why would I say that? Well, the conclusion comes from the fact that no one will listen to me. Not one thing. And if anyone would listen to me, they would be children. And they would only listen until they get 18. Then they become prodigals. And beyond that, it's just like echoes blowing in the wind. And I've done this close to 40 years, and when I think about the results of this, I have divorces that substantiates the actions I've taken. I have records of being in jail, and I have records of being in prison, sort of like Paul. And I recognize that nobody really gives a heck about where I come from, because it seems as if where I come from doesn't produce anything for them. And I ask myself, why is that? And then I would say, if this is the response that I'm having in the work that I've been given to do, how in the world can I see angelic in that? And I'm reminded that no one listens to God. God has made this big world, given us everything we need to live on earth as if we're in heaven, and we live as if we are in hell. And I don't care who's talking, nobody is doing the walking. I sit up and I watch in America. I think I've lived, today is my birthday. This is the first message of my birthday. Wow. Today I'm 69 years old. And I've been through some stuff. And I sit here thinking about all of these years I've lived under several presidents and people saying this and saying that. I guess it was always fake, because this presidency right today has given any and everybody who has a little thought about concern. Has got to be, well, I was about to say the worst time in my American experience, and it is. And I start thinking about World War II and World War I and Vietnam. Man, I'm telling you, that was some real stuff. That was some real hell. But for just the general public, right here, we have on the throne in America a representation of evil. And it is drawing all of the evil and hate out in people. And it's all of the people, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just those who hate the most. There are others who hate the least, but they're haters nevertheless. And they will not listen to anybody. I'm thinking that if might even end up in a civil war again in this country, because people are so deceived and so misled. I think about how God, I was just watching this little story on, I don't know, Sally, what's the name of that story? Well, I don't know, but he was talking about a baby that no one wanted. And it reminded me of my birth. My parents was too young to take care of me. My grandparents had enough children of their own, probably even the age that I was. And the situation being living in poverty on plantations with bosses and slave masters, that just wasn't working too good. But somebody down that family tree had enough compassion and, I guess, resources that they took me in. And I have continued to live since that day. But miracles happened in my life that brought me to an awareness that had it not been for those miracles, I never would have known. And so I have to conclude that people who have not received miracles act the way, or should I say many people act the way they act because they haven't seen the miracles and they don't know. And I was almost caught up into that thing the other day. I reflected back on how my initial ambitions were. I wanted to be successful in everything I do. And I believe beyond a shadow of doubt that I could do that. That is why when the pain and suffering I started feeling when I looked at the suffering of other people, I was led without doubt that I could be effective in eradicating by sharing the truth about the causes and the effects and what to do about it. I had no doubt. But ladies and gentlemen, 40 years, oh boy, and nobody listened. And it made me just want to throw in the towel and probably go back and do the things that I used to do. And I'm going to share something with you. You know, people don't want to grow old. It's hard. I mean, when you start talking about old, maybe another culture, if you're old, it might mean something to be respected for. But in America, it's very difficult to find anybody that would say a decent thing about an old person. And one of the easiest ways to see how old a person is getting is the grayness of their hair. And you know I got gray hair. And so the other day I was thinking, well, maybe if I went back and dyed my hair, made it black again, you know, contemplating going back to the way I used to be as opposed to where I've been these 40 years. And so something happened. I took a nap, and in that nap, I had jet black hair. But it wasn't just jet black hair, it was straight hair, implying that whatever I know, I had pulled it off and gone back to the program that white folks have instituted for black people to teach them to be white in black skin. So I saw black hair, but it was straight. So whoever I had come to be, I had really gone back to what I was. Now I got a little dog that I am blessed to have because there was another dog I had at one time that I don't feel that I treated that dog proper. And that dog passed. And that is one of the main reasons that I got this dog, so that I would have a chance to make up for what I did before. I would treat this dog like I should have treated the first dog. But in my dream, having this black hair, this straight hair, I walked outside and I saw this new dog. And this new dog was still, wasn't making any moves. I took my foot, pushed him over, and I recognized that the dog was dead. In the dream, it didn't mean anything to me. But as I was lying in the bed this morning, I got an education. I saw myself being a person who was heartless. That's why that dog was dead. I didn't take care of that dog. And the evidence was that after I found out the dog was dead, I wasn't concerned about burying the dog. I was only concerned about me. And I was sitting there wondering about it. And then it dawned on me. It says, Eddie, you must be an angel, because for all of this time, You have been faithful. You have stood the test of times. You've been able to stand when people want to put you down, when people didn't want you around. You stayed to the course. And the fact that nobody listened to you is nothing to be ashamed of, because they don't even listen to the Creator God. So, what you are is a rarity, that you are a jewel, and that God needs you. God needs me to be an angel, to be here even if no one ever listens. God got a voice here that says God loves you, and God has made something special for you, but you have been deceived. Now, what do I mean when I say deceived? I mean that everybody, even those who think that they love God and they're so close to God, they are walking around every day following the systems of Satan, the system of division, the system that's programmed on lies and deception, a system that pays you for being obedient to a degree, and because they need you for support, and no compassion whatsoever for the other. And there's no better way of seeing that than when you see groups like the CPAC organization and the Democrats and the Republicans and how they bitch at one another. It just blows your mind. So rather than me joining back to that old blind way of living, this isn't so bad at all. Because one thing I do know that everything belongs to God. And I do know that not knowing that, we will submit ourselves to fear, and we will do whatever that greatest fear demands of us. And that's what we have done. Even when we say we love God, we only give God one day of the week, only a few hours of that day, and we go in and talking about how we take what we wish would be and speak it as though it is, and we walk out just as corrupt as when we went in, and the devil is laughing. It's laughing. Well, God has time, and so God is not too upset, because in time we'll all know. And so as I was lying there in the bed, I thought I'd get up and I'd come and tell you what I've just shared with you. But let me share just one other thing with you. The other day I was feeling great, and when I was thinking about how the world is and how it seems like I've been just useless, and I was making the decision to probably go back the way I used to be, right after I did that, for some strange reason, I started feeling poorly, even sick. And the rest of that day, I was sick. All night before last, I was sick. I mean, I was pain and chest pains. I couldn't sleep. Oh man, wanted to regurgitate, couldn't. And then yesterday, all day long, I was feeling the same. Maybe like I was getting ready to get out of here. But this morning, even if I am ready to get out of here, I want you to know, whoever listens to this video post, is that I say to you today, I must be an angel. Why? Because I know God, and I know God loves me, and I know God loves you, and I know God has plans that we can live here on this earth as if in heaven. But no one will listen to me, and I've been advised, I've been reminded, fear not, they don't listen to God. So I don't feel so bad today. I perhaps got another chance. Another chance. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know the method. I don't know the routine. But I guess as long as I'm alive, God got a voice. And old devil, I don't care what you say. You can come into my house and threaten my house, you won't get me. You can do whatever you always have done to divide, but you won't get me. You can take my children away, you won't get me. You can take my woman away, you won't get me. If I have to stand out here by myself, well, that's what angels do. So I just wanted to say, I'm here again, not because of me only, but because God loves you. And God has not given up on you yet, as he had not given up on me. Thank you so very much for giving me this your time. I'm going to drink me some water, and maybe I can go take a nap. Bye-bye.